Do you consider yourself an athlete? Let's find out. Okay, welcome back. My name is Mark from 12weekathlete.com, and in today's video we're talking about what constitutes an athlete and how do you know you are an athlete. Now, generally speaking, it isn't that easy. It isn't saying, okay, if you do A, B, C, you're an athlete. If you do X, Y, Z, you're not. You're going to see if you stick around. Here's one more thing. I'm going to try to keep this video very short because, as you will see once you've watched it, that there's more to it of what constitutes an athlete. It's not just black or white. Therefore, I made, to each topic we will be discussing, I made a separate video, which you will see. So let's start. So what is an athlete? Generally speaking, when you ask people, what they will say is, well, it's someone who, competes in world championships or Olympic games, who's a specialist in their sport, who's a high performer, and maybe names like Usain Bolt or, the fastest man on the planet comes to mind. And that's the example they give for an athlete. But they would never consider themselves as an athlete. And here's the crux in this whole thinking. Being an athlete has nothing to do with if you compete or not. You can be an absolute amazing athlete by not competing at all. So I'd like to suggest a sort of different definition, which hopefully makes more sense to people. And in my opinion, an athlete is someone who's very clear, focused, and has a balanced mindset to make the right decision in order to achieve his optimum health and well-being. Now, what does that mean? That means that the side effect is having a lean, athletic, and powerful body. The main difference between an athlete and the typical gym goer is that the athlete trains for a sport. He trains for a reason, and the reason is not the body shape. The body shape comes with it. Most athletes, they couldn't care less about how they look if they're not a bodybuilder, if they're not in strength training and aesthetics, like let's say the normal gym goer. He goes there because he wants to lose weight, he wants to look good, he wants to look like the Man's Health cover magazine. But most of these guys who are on the cover of Man's Health, with all due respect, they're not an athlete. What they do is they do strength training, which is one part and one aspect, and we're going to dive into this in a second, of being an athlete. So here's what's the difference, or what sets an athlete apart from someone who just goes to the gym. In sports science, we talk about something called biomotor skills. Now, biomotor skills are strength, endurance, speed, flexibility, and coordination. These are the 5 main sort of foundational skills every athlete has and wants to develop. Now, depending on their sport, they will need to develop one more or prioritize one more than the other. So let's say you're a sprinter. You want to focus on your speed ability more than you want to focus on, let's say, your endurance, obviously, right? But if you're a gymnast, for example, you need to make sure that, and that's why most of the time people say gymnasts are one of the best athletes out there, because all of these 5 I just mentioned, all of these 5 skills need to be developed more or less equally. They need to be flexible, they need to have endurance, strength, coordination, and they have to be fast as well. So that sets the athlete apart from the normal gym goer, because the gym goer most of the time focuses on one skill, on one biomotor skill, which is strength. Maybe power, but this is something, so I just said power, and this is actually quite good, because when you Google biomotor abilities or biomotor skills, what you will find is, to these additional 5 I just mentioned, you will find 3 others, and that is power, agility, and balance. Now, that's the reason why I said at the beginning of the video, this is going to be short, because now explaining all of these is, it's going to take up too much time. Therefore, I'm going to make a video on every single biomotor skill, because I think it's important to know what they are and what you can do to improve them, what you shouldn't be doing, and what it is and what it is not. Because this is the funny thing, sometimes people say words for, let's say, strength and power and use them interchangeably, but they're not the same thing. Same as agility and speed is not the same thing. So this is something I will be explaining later on in the video. So there you have it. The difference between the athlete and the guy who goes to the gym is that the athlete focuses on developing all of the biomotor skills, because they are going to be important to perform at his optimum level within his sport, whatever it is. And as mentioned before, the focus on each skill will be different. So whatever sort of sport or whatever you want to achieve with your body, you might focus more on flexibility, more on strength, more on endurance, and so on. Whereas the guy who just goes to the gym is just going to focus on strength, wants to get stronger, and the side effect is obviously let's say a strong physique, which is good. But that's why the question is, what can you do with your body? What can you really do with someone who just goes to the gym? You know, this is what I always say. It's good to look good, but it's even better to look good and to be able to perform or to do something with your body. That's much more satisfying. So that's all I want to talk about in this video. The series will continue where I explain all of these in more detail. So make sure you stay tuned and subscribe to this channel if you like this kind of stuff. And this whole question or this whole video just came about because one of you guys asked me again wanting to know about it. So that's why I'm making these videos. And therefore, yeah, stay in touch. Write a comment below what you like. Hit the freaking like button if you like it. And yeah, share it with your friends. Share it with someone who you think might benefit from this. And then at the same time, the last thing I want to say is I'm writing this program called the 12-Week Athlete. If you want to find out more about that, I don't know where it is. It's going to be linked here somewhere. Click on that. Make sure you pop in your email because you're going to get a bit of a discount once this program launches. And yeah, I guess that's it. So I'll see you in the next video.